Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you both for coming today. I just wanted to add to some other members' questions and conversations about burden sharing. I just wanted to draw your attention to where we are at this point in terms of the United States and the taxpayer providing military assistance compared with our allies. Notably there, you have Germany at $2.5 billion. These are pledges. Compared to the United States at 46, you have the United Kingdom a little over 5. Poland, despite having an economy a fourth the size of France, has contributed more. Secretary Wallander, would you call this burden sharing? Do you think this is fair to the American people and taxpayer?
Congressman, I think your chart illustrates American leadership, and we are very concerned about burden sharing. I will note that there are 8 countries that contribute a larger percentage of their GDP in security assistance to Ukraine than the United States, Poland among them.
No, absolutely. And I don't want to take away from what our Eastern European allies are doing and contributing. But Germany, France, Italy, Spain, some of the largest economies in Europe, have contributed a pittance compared to the United States, even though the EU economy is the same as the United States collectively. So one of my other colleagues asked, what are the consequences? I mean, listen, the American people, and this is what I need you to take away, and I made this same point to Secretary Austin, the American people are sick and tired of this. If I had $100 for every speech that a defense secretary has written in the last 20 years, begging our European allies to step up, I'd be a very rich man, but they haven't. I mean, they just haven't. The United States has subsidized European security and social programs for the last 20 years. So when does this end? When do they actually get to the point, and what are the consequences if they don't?
We continually push NATO allies to do their part, both in the NATO context and in support
But Madam
of
Secretary,
Ukraine.
we've been pushing for decades across multiple administrations, and sending strongly worded memos over tea and crumpets in Europe isn't getting the job done. So here's what I need you to take away. This continued support is at risk domestically, politically here, if we don't see the administration getting results, not asking forcefully, getting results in terms of this pathetic contribution here. And you need to understand that there is a domestic issue here with continued support to Ukraine, given everything that we've done. That said, we have done a lot. We've been very effective post facto after deterrence failed and after thousands and thousands of Ukrainians are dead and suffering. But you agree and you've testified the Russian military is devastated, correct?
Its conventional forces, ground forces that are in Ukraine has been devastated.
Unlikely for them to take the entire country of Ukraine at this point. Fair to say?
Very unlikely.
I think fair to say that the 31 most modern militaries in the world in a strengthened NATO alliance that many people in this room have celebrated could handle the remnants of the Russian military should it decide to take action in a NATO country or be aggressive in a NATO country. Fair to say? I mean, they can't take all of Ukraine. I don't see how they could take a modern European
I don't think I would agree with you with respect, Congressman, because Russia still retains strategic capabilities, an air force, cyber, underwater.
Its air force can't establish air superiority in Ukraine. I can't imagine it establishing air superiority in Poland.
I think
Fair?
we have to take. We should not. We should not make the mistake of underestimating Russia's military capabilities, because the stakes of getting it wrong are too high.
But I think at the end of the day, we have a very serious threat in the Western Pacific, in the Indo-PACOM theater. And I noted that you would not commit to this surge being permanent, yet we have taken assets from the Indo-Pacific. We've taken Air Force and other assets to put them in Europe, yet we have 31 NATO nations that are able to stand their own ground against a diminished Russian military.
Gentleman's time's expired.